Good morning. Joy here. I'm here at Mo's Sidekicks on my 8 o'clock class, and I'm here once more on my own with the spirit of the opportunity. And I just wanted to share with you why I do this. And it is to connect to my innermost and set the stage for my vision in all directions of what this day is bringing to me. As I organize and focus my inner light in relationship to my body, as I get my bearings for this lifetime from the innermost, and then I look out to see what's happening in relationship to that. I'm not looking out into the world to start my day to say, tell me what is happening. I'm going to be conditioning and concentrating my innermost light funded by the universe from inner space into the world, into the field. Yes? If we all flip this around just a little bit at this time right now, we organize the light from within first, and then we meet the world. Game over. Game begins. No game. Just business, yes? So I'm here to share with what organically happens here. So welcome to my space. YojoY. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo Shivaya. Om Namo. As if I've just entered the pool, yes? I've just entered a pool of atmosphere, of my own consciousness. Like I get into the pool, I can just feel the water push and play against my body. I can take in the sky and just this feeling within of no direction, but just response to my fluid atmosphere. Like in the pool, if I'm not there for swim class and I'm not there to be directed, I'm just there to be in the water, I'm going to enjoy myself, yes? If I first get into the water and I realize, wow, you know, my lower back has been kind of tight, I'm going to just let that water support me and just kind of like, oh, before I begin swimming, let me warm up my lower back, yeah? Let me just step into my body and feel it. Maybe I arch back into the water and just float for a minute. Just let my body fill with air so it gives me buoyancy and kind of give my feet a little bit of a flutter so that I just stay on the surface of this buoyancy, yes? Then from there, I'll let my feet drop and I'll just give thanks that I got up and got into the pool because there was a lot of mental resistance that came before. But once I just turn that corner from like, oh, maybe there's another way from getting up out of bed right now. Once I'm up, I'm automatically, well, pretty soon I'm rewarded when I'm reminded that I get to create my day in the best way possible, yes? There's an organic thing that happens when you get into the pool. At least from my perspective. Now I realize my perspective as Joy, YojoY, Widmark. Not everybody was named Joy and given, you know, gymnastics as their first sort of like programming. So I realized that not everybody is prone to like having fun with it. But at the same time, we were all kids, right? We were all just explorers. We were all just like going down, round, up and around, just for the perspective of, ooh, what happens up here? What does the world look like when I crawl under this table? You know, we used to have this organic investigation and exploring kind of drive. And then somebody came over and said, like, hey, what are you doing under that table? You know, and we like got clenched up like, oh, wait, what? Under table, off limits, okay, check, you know, so I can play around the table. La, la, la. I'm playing around the table, and then somebody has something precious on their dang table, right? And they're like, hey, ho, ho, no, don't do that. You're going to endanger my table. Okay, clench up a little bit more, to the point, if you look around in the world right now, everybody's so clenched up. There is no freedom of movement anymore because we've all been corrected out of our right minds, okay? So that's what the opportunity is to like come and reconnect back with the field that is around us, from within us, and just, you know, create it like you're swimming. It's an art to not be directed in this time, but we are directed, folks. We have an innermost sort of thing that is springing through us, this universal thing that is within us, that is ours to like conquer and care for, and to cohabitate with. Yes, this innermostness. So as I am here in this space, I am just giving thanks that I have this freedom to be like, whoop, 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 whoop. I mean, there's no limit here, folks. Now, when there's other people here, obviously, I have to take into consideration how loudly I squeal, or if I make a sound that might interfere with someone else's, you know, innermost direction. But when I come into this space, I look forward to coming. I look forward to getting to just drop in, to not know what the next thing's going to happen. I have the container of that I'm here with my mind to connect to this body in a joyful way, as I used to play as a child. I have the 3 levels and layers that I can meet myself on, but there's more than that. This is just the beginning template of where the mind goes in this inner holographic spherical consciousness that is mine, that I must drive this vehicle, yeah? I'm going to call this, you know, the YojoY stick of consciousness, okay? The way I've experienced the compass that has come forth through me as art from my heart and spirit, that is a practical information that is actually useful. It's not just a cute little doodad. This is like a map of consciousness that we can do this, driving our consciousness all in the similar way as universal beings. But OMG, no two being is alike. No two being has the same place to go at the same time. Therefore, there's no like cookie cutter, like, oh my God, I don't want to be doing that because that's what she does and I'm different. You know, it's like we're all different, but at the same time, if you're not occupying in consciousness, your whole opportunity of range of motion and sound, we're being hacked, okay? Like the whole nation, the whole world right now has been subdued. And now, maybe it was a blessing on the other side that we now have come to this like still point where nobody's moving nothing. So there's not a lot of like editing going on now. Now we just need to add something authentic from this like stillness that is appearing. The physical stillness, but we know that everybody's minds is like the idea in YojoY InnerChi fitness is to unify where you are, localize, centralize your first experience, totally like karate, totally like the martial arts, where you start in the first position. But the first position is beyond just a physical position. It's a mind-body position, yes? Mind in spirit. No, let me think. The way I like to layer things in this way, spirit in mind, mind in breath, breath in body, body in soul. Just another template of how you can find yourself here and weave yourself back together in consciousness in this physical container. Like driving, yes? Driving the vehicle, we'll call it the YojoY stick of consciousness, yes? We pull that handle back, woo! We are facing our universal perspective, and it is excitingly, woo, vast and magical and like totally embedded with a deep, deep, deep intelligence that I don't get to know. But ooh, if I can know it, because it is the core of my being, it is the core central consciousness, is that, woo, we are of the wholeness. And we can just sail through that in consciousness and just be everywhere. And within that, you know, the toroidal field, everything circulates back to the polar opposite that creates a wholeness. With that joystick, if I point that thing forward, I'm facing down to the ground, and oh my goodness, I could just like sprawl out and cling to her like the mama carpet, that she's just like so beautiful and textured and so fragrant and yummy, and like, oh my God, just all of that, like, vroom, vroom, vroom. I'm an earthling, and I feel and I feel and I feel. Oh, that is when I point my joystick down to the nature of the earth that dwells within me. I can just be into the water. I can be into the form. I can be into the roots and the deep, deep magnetics that draws me inward in consciousness to no limits as well. The outward is no limits, and the inward is no limits. It's just a vast terrain that at the center is my heartbeat. Yeah? Woo! Yes? When I put my hands out like that, I just want to feel like the tendons in this part of my arm. When I move my hands like this, I feel the energy of connection in my mind connects to the feeling in the body, and then it opens up into my hands that I've heard is like extensions of my heart, and I can send that into the water. Like, can you feel the waves and the ripples of consciousness that I am interacting with right here? Wow. This is available to all of us, absolutely. As I like to express how I focus just the core channel, that core frequency on the left side of me is my magnetics, yes? It's the opening that draws something to you. I think of like to receive a kiss from someone that you know is giving you the right kiss, the kind you really, really love, right? And that you can open to it like, all right, bring it to me. I receive this yumminess. Woof. And just really just allow yourself to open, almost like that sip of wine. If you took a sip of wine or something that has life in it and just let it just drizzle down your throat, and then it just finds its way down and finds its way down, and then you're just left with this aftermath of tasty yumminess within you, when you're safe to just settle in and just be reverent with like those subtle ripples of experienced life that is contained in this physical container, which is my body, my vehicle, my joyride. Yeah. I could sit and drink with that all day. And as physical, spherical, yin-yang, reciprocal field theory, Dewey B. Larson, we are a yin-yang symbol. On the left side is the dark pull of the mother that connects with the below and the behind. Yes? And from that, I can totally just like focus that channel. And truly, when I'm on any channel, it could fill the whole screen, but it's just organized on the left side of me for me to draw on and interact with and know where my bearings are associated to that force field that is the draw inward, the pull. Yes? Then as I'm in this space and just able to just really sink in and know that that world is staying on the outer part of my bubble right now. I have claimed my inner space and I am charting it. My little vessel on the cosmic sea. I got my YojoY stick and I am steering this thing. I know where that wind is coming from, and that comes from the source within me. I am the wind and the light to the sail of the ship. The spirit behind the wind and the light is actually what I draw on. I'm just going to just use it as the spirit dispenses, yes? Then on the right side of me, as I'm focusing this opportunity, is what I have to give, yes? In all of the qualities that is, I just listen. Whew! what is it that I'm genuinely here offering as a lifetime, right? I don't want to give what I don't have to give. I'm done with that. But I'm going to say in the center of my heart, and I'm going to listen for a minute to say, what is it that I genuinely have to give? Like if you were going to focus a kiss to the very right person that really you knew you were safe to give this kiss to, and they were really waiting for it, right? They were looking forward to it. So I'm going to like prepare like how I'm going to give something to really meet that other thing and really deliver my who. From that stillness that has bearing within its own context, a kiss that comes from center only nourishes, dearest, only nourishes. It doesn't ask for anything back. Now, it's quite possibly going to get something back. But it's like swimming. You don't get to anticipate what's coming next. You just stay in the moment of that genuine offering, that genuine receptivity, yes? Now, yes, we all have choice, and we all have free will. It's all been framed like that. The way that the material's been twisted in the West to get us to this level of disconnection has been mammoth, right? And on some level, they've put out free will. We got free will, man. You could just do whatever. And it's true. We have that choice. We have that free will. But underneath and within, embedded within the heart, if you get into the core of your consciousness, is a purpose. We all have a purpose. And when we can still ourselves and organize ourselves in the central part of our being, aware of everything that is accompanying us, or at least a basic spectrum, and then the inner details would still be added, and it's ornate, and it's so absolutely points of light of information within us, all of this that we're weaving together. But really, when you step into it, it still is the oneness. So this is where I stand. I'm probably going to move this 8 in the morning class to later in the day, as I've started another job and the shifting of what's working. And I think there will be some people that can find this interesting, but 8 o'clock in the morning, not very many people find interesting if they don't have to. So I know that I have some momentum for this practice that gets me here. And so anyway, I will probably be moving this 8 o'clock class into the afternoon. Oh my goodness, so I'm just here to say that this is the time we've been waiting for in lifetimes, to really grab the joystick and harness the mind and savor the body container and put them together as if they are here as divine lovers. Yes, the mind and the body. The mind is what we're creating. Wherever we put our mind is what is being amplified into the creative field. If we're abstract and we're like, oh, what about that? And if this is going to be good, and oh, I think those two are talking, and whatever, you know,